Welcome to an episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to be recapping the wild and crazy moments that we just watched unfold in Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 24. Toes were sucked, thruple kisses happened, and so much more. I'm joined by my podcast partner here. Ashley, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Tonight was crazy.
Literally. Literally crazy. We had a lot of backlash. We've had a lot of fighting and yelling and screaming that I'm sure is about to unfold. And to be honest with you, I have some opinions about it. I have some strong opinions, but you know what? We're not gonna dive into that portion of the craziness quite yet, because we got a lot to talk about in this episode. But before we do, obviously we had that big recoupling on Friday, right? We contemplated the idea of potentially going live, but it almost went cookie cutter, if you know what I'm saying, to what we kind of expected it to be. So we decided to wait until Sunday, kind of unpack that a little bit, but really we're going to unpack a lot of what happened in episode 24. So just briefly, your thoughts on what went down during the recoupling. Did anything really surprise you or anything like that?
I know I've been sticking up for Taylor these last couple of episodes, and I'm done with him. I wasn't surprised that he chose Clark over Alandria, but I'm done defending him. I think he should have been upfront with her and said, hey, look, I'm not going to couple up with you. I'm going to couple up with Clark, and left it at that. He left her in the dark, and I don't like that.
See, what's crazy to me about that entire situation with Taylor, the only thing that I have wrong with Taylor, okay, and DJ's in here saying Taylor did nothing wrong, embarrassment on Alandria Island. This is my only problem, okay? He should have returned and said my connection with
Clark.
That's her name. Completely forgot it. So my biggest problem with that is he should have came back and said, hey, I'm done. Like, this is the connection I've been looking for, right? Instead of this idea, and even talks to the guys about it and says, hey, I'm in this love triangle. There is no love triangle. He's literally like closed off the door with Alandria. That's my biggest problem. Alandria, yes, she's delusional, but why shouldn't she be delusional? Because he's still feeding her just a little bit, just enough, right? To keep her lingering around, just in case maybe the wind blows and he stops liking Clark. I'm not saying Taylor did anything wrong. Taylor went with the right connection in his mind. And anybody that says that is stupid, right? That says Taylor did anything wrong. Yes, it was after 4 days, but you know what? All of us knew that he didn't like Alandria like that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't like Alandria like that. So to me, I firmly believe Taylor made the right decision for him. It's not the right decision for everybody at home because everybody loves Alandria. However, separating it, as DJ says, the game or not the game, but also about making connection as well. You know what I mean? I just think that we look at Taylor as the bad guy based on him literally telling us, the America, that he really didn't fuck with Alandria like that, but continued to play her for as long as he did until the right person came along. But anybody that has watched Taylor, we knew this was going to happen, right?
For sure. I mean, I did see that Alandria should have read the room and saw, like, Taylor wasn't giving her the same energy that the rest of the guys were giving the girls in the villa. The only thing I will say, okay, yes, Taylor followed his heart, and that's fine. I just wanted him to be upfront with her. I just wanted him to say, like, hey, I'm gonna pick Clark, and not have her standing there looking stupid, because he's known Clark for what, 3 days.
Yeah, my big thing is I wonder if they're not allowed to, like, officially say who you're going to pick, because you know what I mean. That takes away the drama, because that was the final, second to last one, right? The last one I think was Nick, right? Aaliyah makes a good point. Taylor made the right decision for himself. I just wish Alandria didn't ignore the signs, the massive signs. I mean, when he said, what was his words? Nobody likes you here or something. Oh my God.
Yeah, like, why would he say that?
He said that with his chest.
Yeah, joking or not. And I think that maybe he was a little jealous that Nick gave Alondria his shirt because she was cold. So maybe he was like, oh, just trying to be petty with her. But no, I agree with what Aaliyah said. She should have definitely read the signs.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about here too. And we'll transition to kind of more of what happened in this episode. And we're going to talk about the couples at the end of the show. For me, we're going to talk about, we have way too many people, right? At some point in time, we need to chop this cast in half. And I think we're going to try to do that at the end of the episode here. I really, this episode was a little bit of a snooze fest until the challenge, right? It was just a lot of meandering around. And the thing about it is I have strong feelings about this show being maybe too many episodes a week per se, because I just don't think that there's so much stuff that happens that I'm just like, whatever. And then there's so many people on this show. There's 20 people on the show right now, and I don't even know who half these people are anymore. Like, there's guys that pop up. I'm like, who is this?
I literally text you and I said, who is this?
Yeah.
But I didn't even realize that it was the girl that's with Pepe.
Right. It was nose pick. Was she the one picking her nose?
Yeah,
She was digging for gold.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the producers had some interesting choices tonight, and highlighting somebody picking their nose was pretty rough. But all right, let's talk about this competition, right? You know what I mean? It's to raise the heart rate. The expectation is to raise everybody's heart rate, and that's the goals and the aspirations of everybody. Oh, hold on one second. Actually, I want to pull up one picture real quick before we do that. Let's talk about this moment. Let's talk about this chat, because we have to talk about the monumental photo that this was. Okay.
We've been waiting for this.
We've been waiting for this ever since we were introduced to Chris, right? You know what I mean? Like, Chris was that guy. We knew Chris was tall. We knew Ace is short. The way that he kind of helped him try to get out of the, whatever that thing is. And then the way Ace did the, he's going to drop an elbow on him from behind. I was dying, DJ. Exactly. The whole episode was boring before the heart race thing. Exactly. And, but yeah, this chat, two grown men having a conversation, two men with egos, two men that weren't going to show any sign of weaknesses. Chris telling you, I'm coming after your girl. Ace says, Ace saying that's my girl at the same time. You know what I mean? As Ace said earlier in the episode, if you want to go to war, we can go to damn war. You know what I mean? That's where we're at with this situationship here. But let's talk a little bit about this competition. I'm going to share some photos, and I want you to share some thoughts on what you thought about this entire situation that we had going on here.
Wait, I have to bring up that Dwayne said that not concentrating on the couples, just the mess. Because at this point, it's like these. I totally agree with what you're saying, Dwayne.
What couples?
Exactly.
Oh, and was it Iris? Is it Iris's? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm bad with all the blondes on the show.
Wait,
who was the one that talked to Sierra?
Iris spoke to Sierra, and Sierra told Iris that Nick and Alandria kissed.
Right.
And Iris was not with it. She was like, "You're okay with this? Like, and this is supposed to be your friend?"
First off, Iris, mind your fucking business.
Thank you.
Okay. You know what I mean? Second off, let's not lose sight to the fact that Sierra kissed Jack Harlow in the villa over there, not in the competition either. Okay, that hasn't been brought up. Hey guys, Iris is right. Iris has a point. I'm not saying Iris might not have a point, right? It is weird. It is your friend. They kissed. I get it, but it's about exploring connections. And did she not do the same thing? And they're not closed off. And did she not do the same thing with Timu Jack Harlow?
Exactly. The fact that you keep calling him Timu Jack Harlow is hilarious.
I really forgot his name. And Elon, I don't know. It's a stupid name. It's a stupid name. But in this predicament, your thoughts on Iris maybe not stirring the pot, but maybe opening her friend's eyes. Exactly. They're all hypocrites at the end of the day. It really is. And I'm going to, when I go on my Shelly tangent here in a few minutes.
Oh, for sure, Leah.
Crazy. But any thoughts before we dive into this competition about the Iris and Sierra conversation outside of,
I don't know. I just feel like Iris was trying to rile Sierra up, and they're not closed off. So you can do what you want at this point. But I get it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. No, she knew they slept together and was going through it. Man, I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm,
The more this chat talks, the more they got good points.
I know.
Shelly wants to rile Ace up, babe. Oh my God, yeah. Shelly wants to
Mm,
rile up Ace. Yes,
yes,
she does.
Dwayne.
She wants to see. I look. I have a theory on this, and
And I don't blame her.
I have a theory on this. I don't know if she's 100% motivated with Chris, or she's more motivated to see what Ace is willing to do for her.
I don't know. I kind of think she likes Chris a little bit. Like she's torn between Ace and Chris. But I'm happy she's letting Ace sweat a little bit because that's pretty much what he was doing in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, for sure. A few comments here. Iris is playing the game. I'm not mad at Iris. I like it as well.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
mad at the move. Definitely not
No,
mad.
no,
at the
no. I
move.
wasn't. No, not mad at the move, but I just feel like, girl, kind of mind your business a little bit. But whatever.
Yeah. And she had sex with her, and they weren't closed off. That's her fault. I didn't say
Very
that's
true.
a woman. I just want everybody listening to the podcast. A woman said that. I just want to say that. Okay, not
That
me.
and that was her choice. So I understand what you're saying, Aaliyah.
It's time for the men to sweat a little. It is true. Shelly was mad thinking Huda gave Ace a backup option. I like that. King Cash would drop. He dropped his own Ace elbow off the top rope with that one. Pepe and Adriana are the ones to watch out for. Yeah, I think they could win this whole damn thing, and we'll talk about them in a minute.
You never know.
All right, so let's talk about the competition. A lot of craziness went down, right? A lot of kissing, a lot of tongue hanging out, a lot of tongue forward situations. If you got too close to your TV, you probably got hit with saliva. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe over the next few episodes, we don't see any more cold sores pop up on people's faces. But
it was a lot of spit.
Yeah, I'm very unsure about how I felt about this competition outside of the drama that it's going to unfold behind it. Some of the best things that throughout this entire one was Nick's faces. Nick's yeah, I mean, they raised my heart rate too. There was a few of them. Whew, boy, I was down bad. I was down bad, y'all. But give me your thoughts on we're not gonna, well, first off, we got to talk about this moment right here. Okay.
Why do they keep giving us hope?
We got to talk about this.
Why do they keep giving us Nicolandria hope?
That man,
does he have a foot fetish?
He did the same thing with Shelly, but not as in, he
not like
in
this.
The eyes. He looked her in the eyes.
Not like this. He's been thinking about doing that. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, exactly. And King Cash said Shelly and Ace never hold back in the challenges. Exactly. And Dwayne even said Huda's great without the crazy. They're all playing games. It is. Yeah.
For sure. Holy moly. Am I prude? But is it way more sexual this season? No, it was like that last season too. But I do think it's more like kissing and everybody kissing each other this season.
DJ, there's no Nicolandria. Hey man, I need you to calm down with that. All right, Nick just wanted those sweet feet.
They're not the sweet feet. Listen, I'm not a foot person, but Nick is just all around like freaked out.
I love him. Now let's talk a little bit about Shelly. Okay, first things first.
Who is that? Is that Ace?
No. This is Chris, right?
Oh yes, that's Chris.
Okay. First things first. Who is Chris with currently right now? Orgy Island. That's actually funny.
Huda. DJ, I can't. He said,
Nick,
"Give me them
freak
dogs."
just to be lasting 40. A freak just to be lasting 40 seconds. I'm done here, bro.
Listen, we were at 20 seconds. Now we're at 40 seconds.
Hey, we went from 25 to 40. By winter time, he might be at a full minute. You know what I mean? Give the man. Okay. No, I don't think I want to break it down the way I thought I was going to break it. Look, there's a lot. Let me actually, I can say this in a politely, politically correct way. There's a lot of pent up frustration or sexual tension that happens throughout this house. Okay. Between kissing challenges, a lot of what happens unfolds. And
I feel like during these challenges, it's like their green light. Like, let me get crazy. So,
and also, can we talk about this moment right here?
He's want to do that. He's been wanting to do that.
Ace put it on Huda a little bit, and Huda returned the favor.
Wait, is that Huda or Landria? I
Oh
mean,
no,
or that's Adriana.
are you sure that's Andrea? I thought that was no, that's Huda.
Is it?
Is that Andrea? I can't tell.
I don't know her. She's upside down.
Maybe it is
I
Adriana.
think, but he's been wanting to do that
He has been
since
wanting
she
to do it.
came in.
There's some freaks in this competition right here too. Also, can we talk about this? Holy cow! We had Adriana. Okay. And see, somebody said Huda in the chat. Somebody said Adriana. We don't know who the hell it is. Somebody got kissed on the neck from Ace. Thank you, Maria. We got 2 votes for Adriana.
Okay.
Andriana, whatever his freaking name is. All right. Yeah. And then, of course, we had the thruple kissing. Yeah, because it's next to Brian. I realized that was Brian too. We had Ace, Shelly, and Amaya Papapaya. Amaya Papapaya
I loved that. I'm sorry. I love Amaya so much. And I just feel like Ace redeemed himself doing this.
Oh my God. The cut scenes of her saying, babe. And then the
Babe.
cut scene of saying, about it, somebody had said it earlier about the boundaries. You know what I mean? Talking about
Yeah,
boundaries.
she's like, where's the boundaries now, babe?
Yeah, she was
I
like,
loved
"There's no
it.
boundaries now, is there?" You know what I mean? For sure,
Loved
for
it.
sure. All right, this is the thing that I'm going to talk about now. Obviously, we're going to talk about this little situation that happened throughout the competition. We saw Huda kind of put it on Ace, right? I have a question for you, Ashley, first. And everybody listening at home, you can type in the chat as well. How did you feel about Huda and Ace situation? Does Shelly have a leg to stand on? And or is she overreacting?
This is such a touchy situation because Shelly's right and Huda's right. I feel. Because yes, if Jeremiah was still here and she was in a couple with him, she would have went crazy if any girl had their tongue down his throat. In the same breath, it's a challenge. Do I feel like Huda went hard on him? Yes, but I feel like Huda went hard on everybody. Like, did you see her upside down on, I don't even know who she was on.
I think that was Chris, right? She had her face in his cheeks, right? No, not Chris. What's that dude's
She was
name?
literally upside down.
Who's Adriana matched with? Brian. I mean, she had cheeks in his face right there. You know what I mean?
I was like, okay, like she's really playing this game. But I get it. Like, they're friends. And they're how many weeks in now?
She didn't act this mad whenever she found out Alandria kissed Nick.
No.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? And I think about it is like at the end of the day, it's like part of it's like, maybe everybody's kind of tired of Huda, but I feel like it's like piling on top of everything. I like this answer right here. Ace won at that. Shelly was mad. He enjoyed it. I mean, he did kind of enjoy it, man. I mean, he was.
He definitely enjoyed that. And it's so weird because they kind of have like a love-hate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, is it more to this?
Yeah, she went hard on the twerk challenge. That's just her lane. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know
that is true.
And the thing about it is again, and she is at the end of the day, she's single and vulnerable. You know what I mean? If you remember correctly, what was that one challenge? She laid that kiss on when it was Casa. She laid that kiss on Chris that almost made Shelly mad a little bit too. But remember, she did it so much that Chris actually enjoyed it. That's where their interest between those two sparked, was in the competition itself.
Because he was like, wait a minute.
He's like,
maybe
whoa,
I'm
where's
feeling
that
Huda now.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's crazy to me. To me, we talked a little bit about this before we got on air. So you kind of slant me slightly in a different direction when it came down to Shelly. For me, I thought Shelly being jealous, it was super jealous to a T, right? To a point. But at the same time, I can see where she is a little bit upset, but I think she's taking it too far. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
She was up there giving the business. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, let's talk about, Amaya Papapaya. You know what I mean? I understand she's letting her man stick his tongue down Amaya Papapaya's throat while she knows she's connected to Zach. She just got in this happy, you know what I mean? It's a competition. You know what I mean? if I don't care if Shelly is right or
I
wrong,
don't
if
care.
it leads to Huda going home, then I love it. All right. You know what? To be honest with you, I love Huda. I'm a Huda person, been Huda person, but I'm with you. I'm ready for her to go. I'm ready for her. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about who needs to go home in just a minute. Um, but I 100% wholeheartedly believe that she is 100% overreacting.
Yeah, but like Holy Moly said here, Ace always had a thing for Huda. And I'm starting to feel like that. And I think maybe that's why Shelly is feeling some type of way.
I can see it. I mean, it felt like it was always something. You know what I mean? It felt like it's always been something.
Yeah, I know. Aaliyah
I'm gonna
said,
let
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
let
I'm gonna let Huda slide on this one. Yeah. I mean, she was playing the game, but everybody was playing. So damned if you do, damned if you don't at this point.
All right, so we're gonna play a little bit of a game here on the back half of this podcast. We have 20 people currently in the villa. We know that and we know that there's going to be people that have to go home, right? You know what I mean? They have to go home at this point. There's just too many people, even though they somehow managed to fit like 20 beds or whatever inside that place. Let's talk about our current couples in the house, right? Sierra Nick, Clark Taylor, Shelly Ace, Amaya Zach, Jaden Austin, Huda Chris, Grayson Pepe, Adriana Brian, Iris TJ, Alandria Elin. Okay.
The Elandria and Elin are not a couple.
Right, they're single. Sorry, singles. Yes. Okay. So if today, right, let's go ahead and do a recoupling. Okay. We're gonna do a recoupling here. All right. And then after we do the recoupling, we're going to send some people packing at the same time because we can't keep all these people. There's at least 87 beds in that room.
Yes.
There might be 110. Look, Kevin Chuck's cut right to it. Clark and Taylor can go home. All right. Who are the couples? And I'm gonna say this out loud. Ashley and the audience are going to help me. Who do we feel confident are going to recouple at the next recoupling? Let's go ahead and knock those people out.
Let's go Sierra and Nick.
All right.
Jaden and Austin.
Ugh, gross. Next.
I know. Amaya and Zach. And that's it. Ooh. Oh, Iris and TJ. Sorry, Iris and TJ.
You're not confident in Clark and TJ? Clark and Taylor?
Yeah, I do. For just to recouple.
Just to recouple it, not to go home or anything like that. We're
okay.
Who was for sure going to recouple?
Okay, Clark and Taylor, for sure.
And if we have singles left over, that's fine. You know what I mean?
And Iris, and did you put Iris and TJ?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Sierra Nick, Jaden Austin, Clark Taylor, Maya Papapaya, and Zach, Iris and TJ. Yep. Okay. All right. I don't think it's fair. Landry has had 7 chances either. I mean,
I feel bad for my girl. She needs to just
carry on, in my opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. So that leaves us with that. Okay. So that leaves us who we think is kind of still open. All right. We still have Shelly and Ace. I feel like it could, but Brian is in the equation, or Chris is in the equation, not Brian. Sorry. Huda is kind of left out in the wild. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here. I think Pepe and Adriana, whatever her name is, couple up at the next game.
I agree.
So we're going to put them together as a couple. That leaves Brian and Grayson. We're just going to throw them out, guys. All right, can everybody agree? We're going to throw Brian and Grayson out of the show. That's 2 people already gone. Look, we've already got it down to 18 people, and we haven't even done anything yet. All right. We all agree with that. All right. I think Shelly and Ace do recouple. I think. Any oppositions? Do you think Chris is gonna step in between the next recoupling?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So we're gonna couple Shelly and Ace here. Just because we feel confident enough in them. All right. So with that, obviously we still have Huda and Chris, but I don't have a vibe for them.
Yeah, they don't give me that they have any like real attraction towards each other. I just feel like
that challenge.
I just feel you never know, but I just feel like Huda brought him back to the villa
Because she
because
didn't want to leave.
she didn't like the other options.
Right. Chris has no personality. Eventually, Shelly will stop entertaining the hype.
Yeah, he
I
really doesn't. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I
he's
know a lot of
dry.
people don't like Ace, but Chris is super dry.
14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, so theoretically, this is okay. So Sierra, Nick, Jaden Austin, Amaya, Zach, Iris, TJ, Clark, Taylor, Pepe, Adrian, Andriana, Shelly, and Ace. To be honest with you, I would be cool moving with those 7 and getting rid of Alandria, Elin, Timu, Jack Harlow. Said his name. Damn, I'm bad. Chris, Huda, Brian, and Grayson. Send everybody else.
Chris, Huda,
Brian, Grayson, Alandria,
Ryan.
and
I'm with
Timu,
that.
Jack Harlow.
I'm with that.
Like, get rid
I'm
of these
cool with
people.
that.
Yeah, I mean that's 7 couples, and then we got 6 going home. I mean, we all love Alandria, right? We do. Her person's
Love
not on the show.
her. Love her
Chris and
down, but
Alandria couple up. No,
her person is not on the show. If I was Huda, I would have been like, you know what, guys? I'm just gonna go home.
that's what I'm saying. Alandria should have said whenever they were voting. I feel like Alandria could have stood up there and said, "I quote, I thought I found my match in this villa. That person did not pick me.
I'm gonna
I
let
think
Coco
it's
stay.
yeah. I think it's my time to go." Like at that point, you're just staying for more camera time. You know what I mean? Taylor has told you point blank to your face, it's a wrap.
No, but why does she keep thinking like, I just want to go and like whisper in her ear, like, girl, leave him alone. She thinks it's like her. Did he even dance on her during the heart rate challenge?
Taylor, he did something small on her.
He's so goofy. I didn't even like notice. I believe that Shelly and Ace are moving in a specific way regardless of what's happened during the heart rate challenge.
There's a lot of people that believe Shelly and Ace are just trying to win this thing, and I can see that. The problem that Shelly has is nobody's gonna vote for Ace to win this thing.
Yeah, Ace is not taking home that 100,000. And if I'm wrong, I'll come back on here and say that I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't know. And Ace, like, remember when Ace and Taylor were talking in the steam room in the sauna? This is a game for him.
Look, I respect his approach to this because I really enjoy Ace as the show is going on because there's a side of him, but also agree with you, like there's also a part of it that he's playing this game. You know what I mean? He is 100% playing this game, and I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? I'm definitely voting for Ace too. So this is my question. All right, let's say in a hypothetical world, these are our final. Like, let's just say these are our final 3. We have like 5.
What are the final couples?
Yeah, one of the Sierra and Nick final couple.
Okay.
Clark, Taylor are going to be a final couple. Shelly and Ace.
Okay.
Adriana and Pepe.
Which we haven't even really seen them together yet,
and I really think that I don't think Zach likes Amaya Papaya. I'm sorry, I don't think he does.
Yeah, and like we have to keep in mind that it's a couple that wins. So like, yeah, we might like Amaya because I love Amaya Papaya, but she can't just win this on her own.
So who do we think is going to win, right? If I'm voting today, I think Sierra and Nick win.
Me too. I think Sierra and Nick win.
I want Adriana to win, yeah. As much as I love Amaya, I'm not sure that her and Zach will make it to the finals. Exactly,
Same.
I agree with you. I don't know who the 5th couple is. The 5th couple might be Jaden and Austin just by default, and that really makes me annoyed. Nick is not a snake. DJ, how do I boot somebody from this chat? Damn it. I'm kidding, DJ. I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that could unfold, and right now I think. Oh, I hate TJ. Oh, I can't stand TJ. I need TJ on my show. He's
voting.
He will vote for Sierra and Nick.
No, I'd rather Nick and Sierra, if anybody. If we're going by like genuine couples, it should be Sierra and Nick. Clark and Taylor just got together a few hours ago. Ace and
Oh,
Shelly. I mean,
TJ.
it would be between Ace and Shelly and Sierra and Nick.
Yeah, I think so too. I
Who
think
would
that
be
would
the
be.
top three? Because like usually there's a at the end.
I think Adriana and Pepe would be three.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I think when they
I don't
recouple,
know.
they're
For
going to
some
be.
reason, I think like Jaden and Austin are going to skate through this. Yes. Austin needs to go, holy moly. We've been saying this for
Since
since
episode
what?
one.
Yeah. He needs to
I've
go.
the first podcast we ever did, I think I went on a 20-minute rant about Austin being off the show. And then I was yelled at by somebody in the comments telling me not to make it political. I was like, this is my podcast. I do what I want to do. Nick just kissed Alandria talking about genuine couple. Look, and Sierra shoved her tongue down Timu Elon Musk's throat, or Timu
Yeah.
fucking Jack Harlow's throat. Sierra and Nick are
Nope. Yeah.
annoying.
King
Nobody's voting
Kosh,
for Austin.
nobody's voting for Austin.
I've seen people win,
Nobody.
not a real couple. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. It's going to be interesting. My big thing is I just want to get rid of some of these people. I did forget we didn't forget. I did forget we didn't talk about the results of the heart rate challenge. I'm going to run through those real quick, and
Okay.
Ashley, stop me where you want to chime in. Right.
Okay.
Iris heart rate was raised by the most by Nick. Amaya and Andriana were both by Pepe. Jaden, Nick, Shelly, Chris, Huda, Timu, Jack Harlow, Grayson by Nick, Sierra by Timu, Jack Harlow, Alandria by Chris, Clark by Ace, TJ by Grayson, Zach and Ryan by Sierra, Austin by Amaya Papapaya, Chris by Shelly, Pepe, Adriana, Nick by Iris, Timu, Jack Harlow by Sierra, and Taylor by Alandria, and Ace by Huda.
I think Taylor was just scared.
Oh my gosh, she put it on that boy. She put it on that
I think he
boy.
was just scared. I don't know if he was turned on or not, but I think he's just like, oh my god.
I was for him. Yeah, so everybody, just let everybody know if you're just now tuning in for the first time. I call Elon over there. He is Timu Jack Harlow, so that's who of course coordinating with that. Yeah, Taylor was terrified for his life
Yeah, he
because
was scared.
he
So
didn't want to look comfortable with it because he knew Clark was watching. I think, and
and
that
he said that. Didn't he
yeah,
say
he
that? He's
did.
like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to be able to sleep in the bed tonight or some crap he said.
yeah,
Like y'all been together for an hour.
yeah. Shut up.
Relax. Relax.
Exactly. I don't know. So this is going to be interesting. It's so according to the calendar, we will get to the final episodes roughly around. Okay, so episode 30 is set to air on July 6th, right? Which is this
Sunday.
coming Sunday. Okay. Program, we're going live Thursday. I don't know. I'm asking Ashley live on the podcast when we're going live. I think we're going to go live Thursday. We'll talk about it probably after the podcast, but we're just going to talk
Yeah.
about it while we're on the podcast. But
You guys are at the meeting.
yes, y'all guys are at the meeting right now. July 6th. So last year had 36 episodes with the finale airing on a Sunday. So if that's the case, then our finale is going to be on July 13th, is what I believe the finale of Love Island is going to be, which would make sense because that's the same night they're airing the first episode of whatever that spin-off Love Island show is.
Beyond the Villa.
Beyond the Villa, whatever. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they don't want that to collide.
I don't think so either.
Do you know if that comes on once a week?
It's moving to Thursday. So it's only once a week. So it airs the 13th, but then it's on Sunday, which I think is going to coincide with the finale. And then from there, they're going to air it on Thursdays weekly. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see for sure how that kind of unfolds over the next couple of weeks. Which means if that's the case, folks, we are down to like not very many episodes.
We still have movie night. Like
we do.
I need movie night. We got the heart rate challenge. Movie night should be coming up next. And
we need to get rid of about 10 people. Beyond the Villa looks terrible. I 1000% agree.
I didn't watch the I heard that there's like a little snippet on Peacock of like the first episode or something. I'm gonna check it out when we get off of here.
It's like 5 minutes. I think they played like 5 minutes of it. I don't know. It just doesn't look very interesting to me. It's almost like I don't know. But I mean, who of this cast? You know what? Before we go, I got one more question for you, Ashley. Who from this cast would you like to see on Love Island games at the end of the year?
Olandria.
Yeah, she's number one. Yeah.
The way he said, "Don't waste your time, Ashley." Watching the little snippet that they have.
Can we bring Huda back for Love Island USA or Love
Oh
Island?
yeah, of
Make
course.
everybody mad again.
Yeah, I think they should bring back Jeremiah.
Jeremiah and Huda.
I think they should bring back Huda. Why not? We deserve that. Yes, and
DJ just
Andrina.
wants,
Listen,
DJ just wants Andrea on everything.
I know he just wants her on everything. I will say today, Jeremiah was on live on TikTok, and he said that he followed her on Instagram. He sent her a message, and if she's single when she comes out, he wants to see what's going on with that.
With who?
Adriana.
Adriana? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Huda brings all the drama, which people love. Exactly. And who knows? She's kind of toned it down right now, but we shall see.
I don't know. Look at that big photo right above us. I could not help but use that as our background. All right. Well, folks, for those of you listening at home, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Love and Reality Podcast. We want to shout out a few countries here real quick. Let me pull this up real quick as we're going before we go. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe, like, comment, do all the good things that we can to help support this podcast. I want to shout out our good friends over in Israel. I want to shout out the United States. I want to shout out United Kingdom. I want to shout out Germany. I want to shout out Switzerland. I want to shout out Brazil. We have made the top 100 of all of those across the board. Thank you so much for tuning into us there. And before we go, like I do each and every week, I am going to give the floor to my podcast partner to talk about it. Thank you so much for that comment. This is my first time on this channel. I'm looking forward to keeping up with more. Thank you guys so much. We're covering the Ultimatum Queer Love. First batch dropped last week. We already have our episode covering that up. We'll be covering the second batch this coming week. And as I said, do you want Nick and Landria together? No, yes, of course we do. You know what I mean?
We do, but like I'm not holding my breath.
I want Alondria off the show.
They need to stop selling us dreams.
But before we go, I'm going to give Ashley the floor to say her piece, and it's going to start right now. Give the world your piece.
My piece is tonight was a shit show. I'm curious to see what's going on between Huda and Shelly. This drama that's boiling up, brewing, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back Thursday night, I think.
We will.